Hello everybody, welcome to the Wrestling Talk Show. So ladies and gentlemen, today I had to sit down with a pro wrestling fan and I asked them the hard question, guys. So I want you guys to enjoy the show and leave me your comments after the show is done, guys. It's something you don't want to miss. Hey everybody, welcome to the Wrestling Talk Show. Today, guys, I have a sit-down interview with a WWE Pro Wrestling fan. His name is Anything Goes Show, man. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Robert, thanks for having me on the show. I'm really pumped, really excited. I know we tried this once. We're going to do it again, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be more awesome than when we did it before.
Yeah, man. So the first question I'm going to bring to you, and I'm going to let all the viewers know about this, and I want to get this out. I want to hear your opinions. Now, what do you think of the WWE when they gave the wrestlers a huge push? Then WWE ruins them like they did with wrestlers over the years. And speaking of that, like Cesaro was doing good in WWE, and then WWE would ruin him, and now look where he is at now. So what is your thoughts and your opinions and how you feel about what WWE does with these guys, pushes them and then ruins them afterwards?
It's frustrating, it's disappointing as a wrestling fan when you see potential in all these different guys and all these different superstars. You mentioned Cesaro, and it's a great example because it's the most recent example. You have a guy who wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, has all momentum, just Jack Swagger as a tag team partner, has huge momentum, and then they stick him with Paul Heyman. And things haven't worked out that well for Paul Heyman guys in the past. See Curtis Axel, see Ryback, and see CM Punk. So I don't know why they did that. You know, they stick him with Paul Heyman, they take all the babyface heat he was getting, and now they turn him heel. The fans still want to cheer him, but they don't boo him, so he's getting pretty much no reaction. And then they drop Paul Heyman randomly on a Raw one day, and Cesaro pretty much goes on a losing streak of 8 weeks, and now he's teaming with Tyson Kidd and going after the New Day. Cesaro has a lot of tools to become a main eventer, a potential main eventer, but unfortunately, Vince McMahon is too short-sighted or just doesn't realize that he has all these tools. He did the same thing with Wade Barrett. Now, granted, Wade Barrett's injury-prone, but he still did the same thing with him. He fed him to John Cena. Bray Wyatt was fed to John Cena. Other examples, you know, Dolph Ziggler, they never really capitalized fully on him. All these guys kind of, you know, had potential in the beginning. They got pushed to a certain point. And so another good example was Ryback, who I mentioned before, as a Paul Heyman guy. Ryback was pushed so much, he loses about 6 pay-per-views in a row that just derail his momentum. And the same thing happened with Cesaro. I don't know what Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, and the people at WWE are doing or what they're thinking of, but it's all over the place. They cannot stick to a guy. They cannot push him and maintain that push. They always have to bring him down.
Yeah, man. If my viewers are watching, man, you made some good points there. And you know, I hate like when all these guys in WWE, they get ruined. Like Cesaro could have been a main eventer. If you guys all remember when Brock Lesnar started working his way into WWE, that guy, you know, I was like, this guy is going to be a good main eventer in the future. WWE is going to use him right. And we all thought that was going to happen, right? But it didn't happen. They pushed Brock Lesnar too far, and look where he got, man. He got the biggest push ever, but they ruined him, and, you know, that's what the problem is with WWE. And that's what I don't like when WWE takes these superstars where we think they have talent, and they're like, you know what, we're going to push these guys, but not so quickly. You know, we're going to let them build up, you know. And quite frankly, they were doing that with Cesaro. They were giving him a huge push. I was like, WWE's actually realizing that this guy has talent, and they completely ruined him. And I understand that the whole thing that he's teamed up with Tyson Kidd, I'm okay with that. but the 50% chance of me, I still don't like it because he should be main eventing. You know, WWE always goes up ladder. Oh, push him. Okay, then you know he sucks. You know, bring him down. Then you know, I guarantee you in 2 more years, they're gonna push him again, and then he's gonna main event. Like, they gotta stop screwing these guys up because it pisses off the WWE fans, and they don't like that. And I think Vince and then just does it to piss us off.
Yeah. I don't know even if Cesaro's gonna be around for another couple of years. If he doesn't get his opportunity, he's gonna look elsewhere. Maybe at other companies. I don't know about TNA, but maybe even New Japan. Maybe they'll respect him enough to give him some sort of character or push or something.
Oh,
because
yeah.
right now, Cesaro is better off of TV than he is on TV. He's going nowhere on TV. You might just get him off TV for a little.
Yeah, I know.
And then try to repackage him. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know, man. That was a good question. I never asked anybody that, so you're the first person to get that awesome question.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate it's too common though. WWE's got to stop pushing these guys to a certain point and then dropping the ball.
Right. Nice. Moving on to the next question, guys, and I hope you guys are still watching this. So thumb that video up, guys. Now we're gonna go on to the Royal Rumble, which is actually pretty soon. I'm pretty pumped about it. Now, a lot of people on Twitter have been asking me, and I had to tweet this out to everybody. The question is, who do you think is gonna win the Royal Rumble? And these were their picks, not mine. The people that were picked should win was Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. Out of all those people, do you think those guys are gonna win, or do you have someone that you have a pick that you think would be better to win the Royal Rumble?
WWE has a big problem with the Royal Rumble 2015. And I hope they figured it out because they have a lot of guys who are risks to win the Rumble, and I don't know what they're going to do. Daniel Bryan, who's just coming back from severe surgery, is being propped up as one of the potential winners. And that scares me, and that should scare the WWE because if he gets hurt again, if you already win the Royal Rumble and he gets hurt, they're not going to give you down the road, and that might be a career-ending injury if it unfortunately happens to Daniel Bryan. But he's a risk going in. Roman, I'm a huge Roman Reigns fan, but he's nowhere near being ready to win the Royal Rumble, go on WrestleMania 31, and become WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It just shouldn't happen, and he's not ready. Dean Ambrose, I have no idea what he's doing with Dean Ambrose. He loses to Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell, and then he turns right back and loses a disappointing feud to Bray Wyatt in that ambulance match. I didn't understand that at all. Seth Rollins shouldn't even be in the Royal Rumble, and he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble because he just got added to the triple threat or the match between Brock Lesnar and John Cena. He doesn't need to be at that match anyway. He has the main event contract, so he should win the Rumble. I have a couple others that I would throw in there as well. People are forgetting that Randy Orton could potentially come back and win the Royal Rumble, and then face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31 for the World Heavyweight Championship. If you guys remember, Seth Rollins is the one who kind of turned his back on Randy Orton when Randy Orton was freaking out at Triple H and the Authority. So you could all tie that back together to put Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. Another potential winner could be Ryback. Now, if Ryback was built up the way he was supposed to be built up for 2 years now, he would be my front runner, but obviously he's not. He's a dark horse. They could go with him, but he's a long shot. So I would probably go with Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, or an outside shot, but I think it's a good potential possibility, is Randy Orton. And that would, to me, that would actually make sense. Unfortunately, Randy Orton as a babyface never went over well with me, but I think it could be an option for WWE if they have Randy Orton return and win the Rumble. A lot of people aren't talking about it, and I don't know why, but it's definitely up there for WWE if they want to take it.
Right. That's some good points. I understand where everything you're coming from, and you know, I wish the best luck to any people who are in the Royal Rumble not this Sunday, but in a couple more weeks. And, you know, I don't know who to pick because, you know, my main guy that I wanted to pick was Dolph Ziggler. And to be honest, you know, I know a lot of people want Daniel Bryan to win, but I gotta be completely honest. I don't think he's ready with all the injuries that he has. And you know, we already seen him main event at WrestleMania 30 already. And you know, he's won that title already. He's become a champion already. And like I said, I wouldn't have no problem seeing him fight Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. But in my opinion, I think, you know, how, you know, everybody says that, you know, WWE, you know, oh, you know, we're the future of the company, all these new guys. Well, okay, well, why don't you have someone fresh, someone new win the Royal Rumble, go on to WrestleMania and fight Brock Lesnar for the title? So that's my opinion. So, but in my eyes, I don't know who to pick this year.
Yeah, well, I didn't mention this, but I'm going to the one.
Right.
Me and my football, we're really excited to go, and kind of a year where you don't really know what's going to happen. Last year, everybody knew it was going to be Batista going in. There was no doubt in our minds that Batista was going to win the Royal Rumble. This year, it's a toss-up. It could be a handful of guys. I think that's going to be the most exciting part, to see the whole thing play out over an hour.
Right. So yeah, anything, he's going to the show, so you guys will see our live you'll see his live reactions after the show, because he's going to be on my show, guys. So be ready for that. You there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next question I'm going to get into is, now I know this is going to be a lot of people going to blow this up. What were your thoughts when you heard Edge was forced to retire from WWE when you saw his announcement on Monday Night Raw that night?
I didn't think it was actually true. I was sitting there and I thought it was just kind of a retirement angle, similar to what Mark Henry did maybe a year or so ago when he turned heel on John Cena. But I didn't think it was real, and it was kind of a surreal moment. This guy has been a staple of WWE for years now, going even back to the Attitude Era with the tables, ladders, chairs matches. He, with Christian, Hardy Boys, and the Dudley Boys, his singles career, Mick Hardy getting an Intercontinental Champs and a mid-card belt, on the main eventing and being the staple, one of the main guys for both SmackDown and Raw at separate times. The guy had a great career, and I was shocked and I was saddened by it, because you know, the guy I'm used to watching, and for him to just be taken away like that. He just had beat Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 27, and then to come back and say, you know, I can't wrestle anymore. My neck is, if one false move and I could be dead in the ring. It takes you back, and it brings you kind of to reality, and these guys aren't invincible, and they do have, you know, they are human beings. And Edge kind of, you know, told the world on live television, and then he went on SmackDown a similar speech. But it was sad. It was sad to see a Hall of Famer in Edge just completely retire instantly. You know, we didn't get his, you know, quote unquote final match, like we got Ric Flair's final match or whatever. We didn't get that. We just got, you know, Edge's retirement. Just like that, in the blink of an eye, things can change. Yeah, Edge was great. Edge was a really great talent. He was one of the better talents to come out of the tag team division we've ever seen. And he definitely made his mark, and he was missed, and he had his moment on Raw a couple weeks ago where that was fun with him and Christian. I love that. That was a fun 3 hours to watch them kind of come back and hold the show. But yeah, I do miss Edge, and it definitely made me upset, and it shocked me.
Yeah, man, I definitely understand you on that. And I hope you guys, like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying this long little show, man. I'm happy you guys are tuning in and watching. Like I said, guys, you know, this is my first, I'm going to probably call it interview shoot number 1, because it kind of is an interview shoot, basically. So yeah, guys, keep thumbing up that video, keep subscribing, guys, and yeah, Anything Goes show will be on my Royal Rumble review with the live reactions for the first time. So yeah, man, I'm gonna ask you 2 more questions, and this is the question I feel like I had to ask. And you know, since a lot of people are watching WWE right now and people love Roman Reigns and stuff, and I want to hear your thoughts. What is the future for WWE superstar Roman Reigns? And I want people to hear your opinions, like, really big right now.
Well, Roman Reigns, I thought he was going to be the guy when he was in the Shield. I really did. I thought he had all the tools. But as, everything progressed as they split, I realized, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins were a bit more ready than Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns can be a megastar, similar to what Ryback was doing back in 2012. I really do. Unfortunately, he had that injury back a little bit, and I think if he did have the injury, I think he could won the Royal Rumble with enough build, with enough experience. But Roman Reigns coming back, he's feuding with the Big Show. And now I hear that Vince McMahon is scripting his promos, and they're not going over well. They're not getting over well with the crowd, unfortunately. But I hope the future is bright for Roman Reigns. I think it will be. I think with work on his promos, work on his in-ring style, because I think he's already connecting with a majority of the fan base, or at least groups of the fan base. Children, women, obviously, and wrestling fans too, the casual fans. I think that Roman Reigns is connecting with the crowd, but he does need work. All these guys need work, but Roman Reigns, I think, with work on his promos, with work on his in-ring style, with work on his character, and connecting even more with the fans, I think he could definitely be a megastar. I've said that from day one. I've been a huge Roman Reigns fan since day one, since his days in the Shield with Rollins and Ambrose. And even those two guys, they do need still a little bit of work, booking and their promos. But I think the future, if the WWE doesn't do what they did to all the guys we mentioned before, Ryback, Wade Barrett, all those guys who kind of pushed to a certain level, and then WWE dropped the ball to them. If Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins can kind of break that barrier. The future looks bright for the WWE, but I don't know. Only time will tell. But I think Roman Reigns definitely has a good future in the WWE. I think Vince is behind him, but Vince has got to let him do his thing, because if that happens, I think Roman Reigns will definitely connect better with the